most of us in our household, mostly they tell us to save, 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 save. But it got to a point in time in our life, they now tell us to invest. You pass here, your friends will tell you, invest. Your mom will call you and ask you, guy, as you are working, hope you are saving some of the money, right? Or you are investing some of the money. Like you sit with friends and all they do or all they talk about is investment. But nobody has ever sat you down to tell you the whole or the entire mechanism about investing. They've never told you how this investment works, where to invest your money, what are some of the things you should actually expect, or where to even invest your money at the end of the day. So in today's video, we are going to look into that. After this, trust me, you have everything or every knowledge about investment, why you should invest, and many other things. My name is Sam Dawe. If you are new here, consider liking this video and let this video reach certain people. Or better still, copy this video and send it to somebody to also benefit. Let's get into it. First thing first, why do people invest? The primary reason of investing is to achieve a certain goal or to achieve financial freedom, right? You see, in life, we all have certain things that we have to achieve, but we cannot just achieve that in vacuum. We have to achieve that through planning. And once we plan, we work towards it. And one of the major ways you can actually work towards it is through putting your money to work in order to achieve that particular goal. So let's say you receive an amount of money as salary, and each and every time you've never really considered that, oh, I have to actually put some of my money to work in order for me to achieve this, and you are always spending. Life will become difficult because at every point in time, something happens in life, or there's one or two problems in life. Meaning, if you are going to keep solving certain problems, you will not be able to actually achieve that particular goal that you want to achieve, right? So there's a need for you to actually spare part of your money that you have or part of the money that you receive each and every month for it to work for you by multiplying itself in order for you to achieve that particular goal, right? Or achieve financial freedom at the end of the day. So that is the basic thing or the basic or the entire concept or the philosophy about investing, right? So now, why do people invest? First thing first, people invest to multiply their money. You cannot really make money if your money is safe in your bank account. For you to actually multiply the money, you have to put the money to work. Most often, they tell you that put your money to work because it will compound. At the end of the day, the money that you put into work, you'll be able to generate more money in the foreseeable future, right? And that is the primary reason why people invest. You cannot put your money under your mattress, or you cannot put your money under your pillow and you expect the money to move from 5,000 Ghana cedis to that of 10,000 Ghana cedis. It doesn't work like that. For you to achieve that particular 10,000 Ghana cedis, you have to invest that particular money. Another reason why people invest is to beat inflation. At every point in time in life, there is inflation. Let's take a look at something you bought 5 years ago at just 1,000 Ghana cedis. Today, if you go back to buy that same thing, they will tell you that it's selling around 10,000 or even 20,000. The price will probably double or even quadruple. And that is what inflation does to our money. So meaning, if you save your money 5 years ago and you take it today to do something, it will not be valuable. So for you to actually have the real value of your money, you have to put the money to work in order to earn more than the inflation rate, right? So if an inflation rate of a country is 5%, your money must give you something more than 5%. And it cannot give you that by letting your money sleep in your bank account or letting your money just be under your pillow, right? You have to invest the money in order for your money to have its real value. And that is another reason why people invest. The third reason why people invest, or another reason why people invest, is to achieve a certain goal. Let's say education, to provide education for your children. You are giving birth and you know that, oh, in 5 years' time, I'll have a lot of kids. And how do I pay or how do I finance their education? One of the ways to finance their education is to plan ahead, save some money, and invest it later on to achieve that particular financial goal. In the sense that when they grow up to that particular extent, you don't want around. You don't go about begging your community, oh guy, Charlie, my kid has gained admission to go to the university, we don't have money. In order to save yourself for that particular embarrassment, you have to start investing your money in a sense that when they get to that particular level, you'll be able to achieve that particular financial goal. Another reason why people invest is to achieve financial freedom. And financial freedom is the ultimate. If you have financial freedom, meaning you have peace of mind, You have freedom to do anything that you want at any point in time. And that is one of the things that everybody pursue. And in order to achieve that particular financial freedom, it has to start from somewhere. You cannot really work yourself each and every time you are working 9 to 5, you are spending your money to achieve financial freedom. It will never happen. You work to a certain point, you retire, get the retirement money, then it will never do anything for you. You keep working till the day you die. But for you to achieve that particular financial freedom, you have to let every or part of the money that you work in today work for you or for your future self. In a sense that when you are not longer having the energy, you'll be able to actually use that particular money to substantiate whatever that you've been able to go through, right? And financial freedom has different categories. Everybody and their definition of financial freedom. Some people has it as maybe time freedom, some location freedom, and some is just about the peace of mind that comes with. Maybe you are sick or somebody is sick in your family, then you don't have to go around begging. That is financial freedom for some people. So you have to define your financial freedom. If you have a clear financial freedom, it will motivate you to actually invest and work hard to achieve that particular financial freedom. And these are some of the reasons why people invest. Now, where do you invest your money? But before we come to where you invest your money, if you want to invest, first thing first, if you want to invest, you need to understand yourself. And understanding yourself has to do with two things. First, you need to understand yourself as in how do you react or what is your risk appetite. Every individual has a risk appetite. Some people are there, they don't like taking risks at all. Whenever they put in their money into certain investment vehicles or put in their money to any form of investment and the money reduced to a certain percentage or by some certain percentages, they cannot sleep. Like they start thinking over the money over and over and over again. Such people, we call them risk averse people, right? And some people are there, they are neutral, like they don't want to take a lot of risks, and also there are some people who want to take risks, but they are just in between, right? And others too are there, they are risk aggressive. For them, they always want to go in for any risk, right? Or they kind of believe that once I go in here, the possibility I'll get a lot of money is higher, and the possibility I'll lose money is also high. So I don't care. If I lose money, I'm fine. If I also make a lot of money, I'm also fine. So for you to invest, first thing first, you need to actually understand yourself, right? You need to understand whether you are risk averse, you are risk neutral, or you are risk aggressive, right? If you are able to understand the portion or the category that you are, it will define you and help you to select where to invest your money. The second thing you need to actually understand when you want to invest is for you to identify your financial goal, right? Some financial goals are short-term, others are medium-term, and others are long-term. So something, for instance, if you want to buy a phone, that is a short-term financial goal. There are some investments that you can actually do to buy that particular phone, whilst others may not be favorable. So for you to invest, you need to identify some of these things. So let's take it like you want to achieve, let's say you want to buy a house in the next 10 years. That's a long-term financial goal, right? There are some investment vehicles that you'll be able to use to achieve that particular financial goal, where we'll be talking about it very soon. And let's say something like medium term. You want to do a master's program in the United States. That is a medium term. Let's say in the next 3-4 years. That is a medium term goal. And there are some investment vehicles you can also use to achieve this particular financial goal. So for everybody, if you want to invest, first thing first for you to do is for you to understand the kind of person you are. Secondly, you need to understand your financial goal, and it will define and reform you to actually use the investment or the right investment vehicle to achieve that particular financial goal. Now, let's go into where you can invest your money. There are different categories of investment, and there are different vehicles of investment. An investment vehicle is just something that can aid you in order to achieve that particular financial goal that you have. Let's say the house that I mentioned, if you want to achieve or buy a house in the next 10 years, there are some investment vehicles that will be able to help you to achieve it as soon as possible. Once others are there, if you go into it, it may worry you, and it may worry you a lot, right? So every investment has its investment vehicle. Or let's say the phone we are talking about. If you want to buy a phone, there are some investment vehicles that if you use, that is a very stupid decision because it's not defined for that particular investment vehicle. So now there are different classifications or different vehicles you can use to achieve any financial goal. We have stocks. We have that of treasury bill, we have that of mutual fund, we have that of gold, we have that of ETFs, right? There are many. So let's take it for instance. You want to achieve a financial goal, something like you want to buy a phone in the next 3 to 4 months. It will be very stupid for you to take your money and go and invest in that of stocks, simply because stocks has a lot of risks, right? The risk associated to stocks is high, the same way as in the returns. And it's not specifically for that of the phone that you want to buy. Because let's say you are going to invest your money in that of the stock market, and at the end of the day, there's a possibility for you to actually lose some money once you are investing in the stock market, meaning the next 3 to 4 months is not an achievable goal for you to actually buy the phone. Because you can invest your money today, and in the next month, the stock market goes down, meaning you may not be able to buy that particular phone. Or in the next 3 months, the stock that you invest in will go down. So first thing first, if you want to invest, you need to identify the goal and also the vehicle that will aid you. So let's say achieving a short-term goal. In achieving a short-term goal, you can use that of treasury bill, where your money is being locked up for a certain fixed period. Let's say in the next 3 months, you want to buy a phone. You have the money, but it's not up, and you know that in the next 3 months, you'll be able to buy that particular phone. You can put it in that of the 3 months treasury bill, right? Or possibly you can put it in that of fixed deposit. You can put it in that of a mutual fund, right? With this, the possibility of you losing your money is very, very less. And also, the possibility of you earning money from it is also very less. So the lower the risk, the lower the return. But you'll be able to actually take the money and be able to achieve that particular goal that you set for yourself. Again, let's say you have a medium-term goal. Medium-term goal, like you want to study abroad, then you are saving your money, or you want to invest your money to achieve that particular financial goal. There are some investments that you can actually do to achieve that. If you go in for that of treasury bill, that may be stupid because you may not be able to make some huge amount of money, right? And also, the kind of money that you are looking at is just going to be in par with that of inflation. So when you are looking for medium-term goal, you can actually use equity mutual funds. You can use that of ETFs, right, in order to achieve this particular medium-term goal. Or even you can go into that of the stock market. Or possibly you can buy that of gold, or you can buy that of land, right? That is the kind of investment you may use to achieve medium-term goal. And now let's look at long-term goal. Let's say to achieve financial freedom, to buy that of a house, a car, or maybe some big business that you want to open. You may also consider different investment vehicles. If you are going to achieve financial freedom, investing in treasury bill may not give you that particular financial freedom. Like I said, it goes in par with that of inflation. If inflation is 15%, the return you are going to get on that of treasury bill is just going to be around 17 or 18%, right? So when it comes to achieving long-term financial goal, you may use that of the stock market because it gives you a greater return, and also the risk associated to it is also higher. But when it comes to the longevity, it reduces the risk. The same thing happens, you can use that of crypto, right, in order to achieve a financial goal. Crypto has made a lot of people millionaires. You can do land banking. You can go into that of real estate, right? You can buy gold, right? All these are investments that will be able to generate you huge amount of money. Or better still, you can start that of a business, right? So this is how you approach it when you want to invest your money. Basically, if you want to invest, first thing first, you identify your goal. Second, you assess yourself to know your risks, and it will give you an informed decision. You don't go into something that you feel like, Charlie, you can lose your money. At the end of the day, you may also make money once you are looking forward to achieving a short-term financial goal. You may want the money back, and as at the time you want the money, your money may be locked up, and you don't want to withdraw the money, and you actually lose some money. So your goal defines you, and it will show you the direction of your investment. Now let's look at where you can invest your money. So something like stocks. If you are living in Ghana, you can buy stocks using that of the IC Wealth app. You can buy stocks using that of the Blackstar. You can buy stocks using that of the Data Bank app and many other apps, right? At the same time, if you want to invest in that of the US stocks, you can use that of Bamboo. You can use that of Plus app. You can use that of Blackstar, right? Or Trading 212. Any of these will be fine. If you want to buy land, just go to your traditional rulers. They are the custodians of the lands, right? Or better still, if you are buying it from somebody, make sure you have the intact documents. For mutual funds, you have to identify the asset management company. Something like IC Liquidity Fund is a mutual fund managed by IC Securities. So they have an app, you can use it to invest in that of mutual fund. Or better still, ETFs. With ETFs, you can invest in it just like the way you invest in stocks. With some of the apps I've already mentioned, you can use it to invest. Gold, if you want to invest in physical gold, you can go to that of the Gold Board and buy their Gold Board gold tablet, or go to that of the Bank of Ghana and buy that of the Bank of Ghana gold coin, right? Or better still, you can invest in gold ETF. Or if you want to invest in that of crypto, you can use that of Binance, you can use that of Bybit, you can use that of blockchain or many other apps in order to invest in this. So at the end of the day, the task I'm giving you is that if you are a beginner, ask yourself, what are my financial goals? What do I want to achieve in this particular period? And if you are able to identify that, you then come and assess yourself, which investment vehicle can I use to achieve this particular financial goal that I've set for myself? And that is the basic thing when it comes to investment. My name is Sam Dawe. If you like this video, please consider to subscribe and also forward this video to somebody who will need it. I'm sure a lot of people need videos like this to actually learn from it. And I'm begging you, forward this video to them and let's build a fruitful financial future together. The bottom is too crowded. If you want to actually be at the top, you have to do everything possible to uplift yourself. Nobody is coming to save you from anywhere. And the best way you can do that is to start investing in your future self. Let's meet at the top.